We're back in the acoustic hour, 1160 WCCS. This is really cool to have you guys in. You know, Pat, been wanting to get you here for a while, and we've had you here before, Carol, so we're glad to have you here. But we're not going to have you here in your professional career things. We're going to talk about that, but we're just here. You're two members of the community, two brilliant members of the community. You do a lot of good stuff for this community, and we want to elevate that and show our listeners what's going on. So we're going to just start off with probably the toughest question we're going to ask you today. All right, because Pat's wondering what he's going to ask you. The toughest question is, and it's really a simple question, but normally we ask the guests this to kind of get kicked off. So we say, who is Pat Dougherty?
Wow. Simple but hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to think that I'm a good husband, a good father, a good mentor to the people in our community. I don't like to use the word role model because I think that gets overblown. But I try to each and every day represent Indiana County in the best way that I know how. I come from a family of 8 children, and I owe a lot to my parents. You know, they instilled community service, they instilled getting involved, and I think I've tried to live up to the expectations that my mother and father instilled in me many, many years ago.
Mm-hmm. So did you grow up in Indiana County?
Yeah, I grew up in Indiana.
Okay. What kind of hobbies do you have?
Hobbies?
Yeah, hobbies.
I'm a sports fanatic.
Okay, meaning, and I'm the complete opposite, so be gentle.
All right, meaning that I probably haven't missed an IUP football game in years. You know, my father was the head football coach there in the late 70s.
Is that right?
So I grew up there. Okay. I grew up at IUP, okay. So I really don't miss too many of their games. I enjoy, you know, everybody else runs to Pitt or Penn State. I like staying home.
Oh.
It's a little shorter commute.
Wow.
So
it's in your blood?
It's in my blood.
Okay, you like football or what other sports?
Football, probably baseball. I like Penguins hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I'm a hockey enthusiast,
mm-hmm.
but I enjoy watching the Penguins.
Mm-hmm.
College basketball is entertaining as well.
Okay. So. What about professional sports? Like, are there such thing?
What's that?
Are there such thing as professional sports?
Oh, sure. I mean, the business world being what it is, they don't spend billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I guess college now is getting to that realm.
Right.
But you know, I'm a Steeler fan,
okay.
a Pirate fan.
Okay.
I thought this past year was very exciting.
Okay.
Being a Pirate fan,
right.
You know, we've all been starved for years.
Right.
So it was fascinating to be able to sit there with my 6-year-old or 8-year-old son and watch playoff baseball.
Okay.
So that was really exciting.
Now, when you say you're a fanatic, are you one of those people who would go down to the stadium and paint on your chest?
No.
Okay, you're not that far.
No painting. Okay. But if it came down to trying to maybe reschedule a work event to watch a ball game,
yeah,
that may happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. That's now. You're a sports person. Now, what do you do to wind down, other than hobbies? Do you do anything else?
I enjoy reading to my children.
How about that?
We try to read every night, usually before bed because it calms them down, calms me down. You know, and I know when I was campaigning, my son would often say, "Dad, you're never home." And I said, "But I never missed reading to you, did I?" And he said, "No, you didn't." So we read every night. We're reading mysteries now. He's getting to the age where he's a little bit older and he enjoys mysteries.
Now, what's your favorite?
My favorite book?
Yeah, your favorite book that you want to reach to and read.
Oh, that I want to read?
Yeah.
Well, I'm all over the map.
Okay.
I'm a big John Grisham, you know, the legal thrillers.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
It's great author.
But currently, right now, I'm reading a book. It's about Joe Torre when he was the manager of the New York Yankees.
Okay.
The Yankee years, it's called.
Is that the baseball guy?
Yeah,
okay.
He was the manager of the Yankees. Yeah, see,
okay.
There you go. But that's what I'm currently reading.
Wow, that's okay. Now, you have it. Your schedule's pretty busy, being a DA, and you're always doing this. You read and wind yourself down. If you could be locked into a room with one person, other than the people in your lives, your kids, and that would be, who would that be? Just to spend a day with one person, other than the people that, you know, your family and friends.
Do they have to be alive?
Doesn't matter. You're gonna spend one day with them in a room.
Probably President Kennedy.
Interesting.
Probably President Kennedy.
Wow.
Because he was the president at the time in our country
Mm-hmm.
that there was so many different things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, his life was cut short.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been really interesting to just, you know, be able to pick his brain a little bit to see what went through his mind.
Mm.
You know, I have some similar backgrounds. I'm an Irish Catholic, just like he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when he got elected, now I wasn't alive. I wasn't even born yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what a thrill this was for my parents and for other people like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just a big deal to have this charismatic young man president. So that's probably where I would lean at this point.
Okay. Last question in this segment. If you were on a desolate island somewhere and you had your choice between one animal, a penguin or a puppy, which would you take with you?
I'm gonna take a puppy every day. I have dogs. I've always had dogs.
You
My
like
wife,
dogs?
if she's listening, is probably sitting there saying, he doesn't even like our dog. But
But
I'm a dog person, so I'm gonna go with the dog.
All right, that's awesome. Now, Carol, that's gonna be tough to follow.
That's going to be very
I mean, I love
tough to
the
follow.
Kennedy reference, and plus the 50 year. I mean, wow, that's
Well,
pretty impressive.
that kind of scares me because I was 7 years old, so now I really
There
feel
we
old.
go.
And Pat is so much younger than
That's
me.
right. Carol Morandi, is it Morandi?
Morandi
Morandi di
Delimpo.
Limpo.
Yes.
Wow, say that real fast.
Carol Morandi Delimpo.
You can say it.
Uh,
All right, who is Carol?
Who is Carol? I also, my first is that I'm a Christian, first and foremost. I am a mother of a 27-year-old son. I am a daughter, a sister. I am a community member, retired from S&T after 37 years of service. I'm a Penn State Master Gardener. Do a lot of work in the community.
Wow.
With the drug and alcohol prevention, hopefully prevention. I work in the Open Door as a board member. And I also do the reality tour once a month for the Indiana Armstrong Drug and Alcohol Commission.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I am a gardener, a big time gardener. You'll find me in the summer cutting my grass quite a bit and working in the yard.
What do you do for fun?
That was it.
That was everything. Well, let's get this out of the way real quick. If you could be locked in the room with someone for a day, other than the folks who you're acquainted with now, who would that be?
I really appreciate what Pat said about President Kennedy, because that is a great one. But on a more personal note, I would probably say my father, who passed away in 2009. I would like to have that opportunity to talk with him again.
And spend that day with him. Isn't that something? Wow, you guys are getting too deep in. Okay, the big question before we took a short break was the 3 items in Santa's bag, and what country would you deliver them to other than the United States? Okay, so we're going to start with Carol. And Carol, you were first, and then Pat will go second. What would that be?
Okay, well, since this is Santa and this is a magical time of year, I can pretty much pick whatever I want.
Yes.
So rather than one country, I chose the Middle East as my first one, and I would like to wish them peace. And I'm really glad I went first because I just saw Pat throw his hands up in the air. So thanks, Pat, for letting me go first. Appreciate that. To South Africa, I would like to give them back Nelson Mandela. And did I take your other one? No. And then on a fun note, to Britain, how about we give new Prince George a new baby blanket?
Oh my gosh, that.
Very
I
good.
don't know what you can do with that, Pat.
I'm telling you, Carol got me.
Wow.
That's what he gets for letting me go first this time.
Wait, the Mandela thing. Wow. That's pretty intense. Okay, that's what
That's
it's
good.
Wow.
Those are really good.
Huh. Okay, Pat.
I'm much more, not as magical, I guess. The first thing I said was building supplies. You know, wood and those type of things, and I think they would be needed in Thailand
Ooh.
after the destruction
Yeah.
that those people have suffered, and I think that would be something that they would appreciate from Santa. It may not be glitzy, but certainly necessary and usable.
Wow.
The other thing, and it's more of a region, but food and rice and those type of things to the people in Sudan, who the famine and just the struggles that they have on a day-to-day basis. And she stole my. What I had actually said is my gift was a dove, because doves symbolize peace, and that was going to be also to the Middle East, because we do know that for Christians that's kind of like the Mecca, the homeland, but there's so many different factions of people that are fighting for that territory, and so that's what peace is obviously one of the things we'd like to see there.
Wow, what amazing. You're singing to the children of the world. All right, now this is Pat and Carol. And remember, now folks, we're singing to the children of the world. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. All the children around the world have come together, no pressure. And Pat and Carol are going to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Anytime you guys are ready.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. And all the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Big finish.
Yeah.
I like the hands. I like the
Big
hands, Carol. That was lovely.